Okay, great. Awesome. So today, I just want to say thank you so much for coming out from your respective areas. It really means a lot to this conversation and also to the community as a whole, so I appreciate that. And so my name is Catherine Camphor. I was from here, born in DC but raised in Maryland. So I have had the pleasure of living in a very liberal and diverse area, to the point that like we didn't even really talk about it, or my family dynamic was kind of, how do we have this mixed race family and how do we raise her in a way that she understands both the opportunity that she has allotted to her, but also keep in mind the struggle that my grandparents and great grandparents and so on and so forth have taken to even be able to give me this opportunity to live and breathe here today. So I'm super excited to be your moderator. And so today, with the Juneteenth celebration of Black excellence, we are taking a look at the Black family dynamic, how it's been broken down, how we can build it back up, what the challenges are, what the struggles are, both as an adult and as a child, and how that, in the end of the day, impacts your mental health. So if you guys want to take a minute just to introduce yourselves, I'm very happy to have on Juice Jones here, Mr. Get Home Safe himself. We are live here on his Instagram platform, so take it away, Juice. Tell me a little bit more.
First off, I'd like to say nice nails. Your nails look nice, and I seen it. I was like, you came out swinging. My name's Dwight Juice Jones from Maplewood, New Jersey. I'm the creator of Get Home Safe, the mental health platform that serves the community, and I'm just glad to be here today.
Excellent. We got Mufasa next. Mufasa's a Black educator.
Well, I'm an educator, I'm a performance artist. I teach people how to juggle, and I design my own clothing, so I see collaborations in the future at some point.
I'm here for it.
I'm also just trying to change the way people in society thinks, because there's a lot of mental conditioning that a lot of people are not aware of.
I can dig it. We got Trey.
Yes. What's up, y'all? Sorry for being tardy. My name is Gary Trey Taylor, licensed clinical social worker from Caroline County, Virginia. In private practice, work with African American men, do a support group for them, podcaster, author, creator, bunch of different things. I'm not gonna go all into it, but yeah, I'm just glad to be with Juice. We've been working together for a long time, so man, thank you.
Is this a good time to mention I'm from Florida?
Actually never mentioned that.
Florida man here,
That's why I left it out.
That's what's up, man.
All right, Marquise, you're up.
Yeah, my name is Marquise Richards, marquisedavon, known on social media, podcaster, educator, really with a big focus on social justice and social emotional learning for my students. I teach 7th grade right now. Outside of here, abolitionist, educator, brunch connoisseur, we love it. We out here.
Phrases.
Look, phrases of the things, all of it.
Excellent. Well, I'm really, really excited for each of your perspectives and how that will come together. So I guess without further ado, we can just dive right into it. And I will start with, I'll start with you, Keith, since you work with the children. What, in your opinion, are like the unique challenges that Black children face in regards to mental health? And what do you think parents and educators can do to counteract these challenges?
Yeah, like I said, I teach social emotional learning, and that's essentially making sure the whole child is taken care of. So making sure they can regulate their emotions, understand healthy relationships, make better decisions, but also have a racial understanding of their background and whatnot. And I think that's such a crucial part in the development of the child, because now a language that is only, when we talk about mental wellness, health, all of that kind of stuff, we're only talking about that within the last probably 4 or 5 years, and it's becoming a little bit more normalized, as the Twitter streets say. But it's a fact though. So this is not something that we necessarily learn early on. This is not necessarily something our parents are talking about, because a lot of the times Black families are in a space of survival. So it's just am I making sure that there's food on the table by the end of the day? Is there an opportunity to make sure that my kids are good? all of this. So I, coming from a single parent household, I'm the middle of five. Like I saw like a lot of this stuff going on, and so I think something for us to really recognize is like how can we start teaching emotional development and intelligence earlier on. And I have the privilege of being able to do that in the work that I do. So it's just giving kids the tools, but then also seeing like us do the work. Like for me, I never saw my mom sweat. I was just like, dang, I gotta be perfect. I gotta do this. I gotta do this. Make sure I'm up. But I realized like it is okay to see a parent sweat. It humanizes them, but also allows us to build empathy in a different kind of way. But ultimately allows us grace to develop more and more as kids. So that's something where just off of that question alone, like, yeah, this is a huge impact that it has on the child's development, but also understanding like, yo, as this language becomes a little bit more normalized, this language actually becomes a tool set for kids to have, because now I can say, oh, I recognize how trauma manifests in my body, and now here's what I need. Some of my kids are just like, Mr. Richard, I need to go take a walk. All right, bet, do what you need to do. Mr. Richard, I need to go like squish something for a little bit. I need to feel something. But these are very real things that they are learning earlier on, and these kids are getting a language that we did not have growing up. Like, I'm 25, but even then, like, 13, 14, I wasn't talking about none of this. I wasn't talking about my mental health. I was like, I just want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! What's going on? Like, that's it. Like, am I going to eat at night? Am I going to do this? Like, these are the things I'm worried about first and foremost. So I think we're in a space where Black kids are experiencing this trauma every day. I don't think there's anything PTSD necessarily about it when you're experiencing this on a regular basis, but you find those pockets to be able to be like, all right, let me take this moment to center myself again. And I think those are at least some tools that will actually help the Black family and ultimately help these children be able to develop into emotionally competent, emotionally intelligent adults and old people getting into that. So, yeah.
Right. So it sounds like, through being able to see the humanity of your parent, that impacts how you see the humanity in yourself.
Yeah, and Black folks don't get that, especially if you're a Black woman. You definitely just like, oh, let me make sure I am top tier magical Negro. Plot twist. Like, you have time to break down. You have time to do this, and giving permission. Like, I'm tired of hearing the Black women are strong and resilient. Shut up. Well, we know this. Let them be a human and let them break down when they need to, if that's public or in private. Like, I want us to be able to really embrace that a lot more instead of assuming, like, Black women and Black men are supposed to be subservient to a lot of people, or they need to be, there needs to be a laborious aspect to it. That's, to me, that's trash. So, yeah, that's my hot take.
Right. So Trey, in regards to your work, when you work with the Black men in the community on a mental health basis, what has been your experience with their childhood relations and how they've overcome and become the people they are today?
Yeah, well, you want me to follow up Marquise with this hot fire? He came out the gate, so want me to pass the ball back. Devin Book over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Here, CP3, take the ball back. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nah. For real, man, working with the men, my Black men and my brothers that I've been working with, man, I've seen just struggle with being vulnerable, struggle with expressing your emotions. One thing I've been picking up on lately is the thought of not knowing how to express what they're feeling in the moment, and then constantly repeating what they have said to me in that moment. And it's like, yeah, I feel like this, and this is what's going on. And then we talk about it, and I feel like this is what's going on. It's a constant repeat, a kind of circle going back and forth. And I try to stop them and say, hey, do you see that? Do you see what's going on? And they're like, nah, I really wasn't paying attention. I'm just, because I don't know the words to say. I don't know the words to express how I really feel or what really happened to me. It was normalized, right? And we have those conversations where we break that down, because my thought about it is when I work with brothers or women or anybody else, my goal is to get to the root cause of the problem. Where did this start? Where does this stem from? And then how did you get to this point now? Because my thought pattern is we learn how to express our emotions, how to deal with life, how to respond to life stressors through our parents. Our parents show us that. And then we also get it in the school system and understand it from a social perspective. So when somebody says, well, what's going on with this kid? I say, you look in the home or you look in the school? Start there first. It's gonna tell you everything you need to know. You feel what I'm saying? If this child is unable to express themselves and they only yell or argue with you every time you talk to them about what's going on, go see how they respond and they interact with their parent. You see the interaction with their parent, and their parent said their parent is also screaming too at them, trying to express themselves. Guess what's going to happen? Then they're going to do the same thing. And so with men, is this whole mindset that we have to be the strong tower, the provider, the person that does not show the emotions. We got to just keep pushing it on. And rightfully so, some of that back in the day, right, was you couldn't show what's happening in the household. Don't take my business out there. Mm-hmm. If I show any type of weakness, they're going to try to catch me slipping, right? So that was the thought pattern. And so that's just kind of passed down. But when you start talking about why big mama, big daddy and them, because I have a big mama and big daddy back in the day, my great-grandparents, when they talk about this nervous breakdown, when did they have a chance to express themselves? When did they have a chance to slow down and work on their mental health, right? So my brothers, man, we come from that. That's when it's only a couple generations removed. And so you see that, and it takes a while. It takes a while. It's like sometimes taking like a butter knife to a brick wall. And then, and it's just constant chiseling, and you got to find another tool or a different way to get to that. So yeah, that's what I've been seeing lately. Okay. Well, from my past work.
Wonderful. So it seems like, through having to always have this steely facade, this stoic, mindset, do you feel like that is something? I mean, that hasn't been something that just appeared overnight, So in regards to, I know you have your own children, is that right?
Yeah, I have a daughter.
Oh, okay, all right. So in your fatherhood, when you hear these men talk about that, when you relate to your daughter, how do you, show her that human side of yourself while still maintaining the authority of being a parent?
Communication of emotions, and not yelling at her when something's wrong, not trying to make her feel like to fear me, because that's how I grew up. Like, you gonna fear me, boy? Like, this is what it is. But even the conversations I had with my pops about that, like, it's like, yo, like, you only show two emotions to me. And I've said this on multiple times, where it's happiness or anger. There was never in between. When I'm raising my daughter, I have to show her the whole spectrum. I also have to show her I have to apologize if I was in the wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Because if I don't apologize to her at the tender age of 3, 4, she won't understand how to communicate her emotions effectively. She won't know how to apologize when she might be in the wrong, because she's watching daddy and mommy on how they express their emotions. So I had to be on my P's and Q's. Because she right there in the cut, like, yo, that's how you did that? Right. Oh, okay, all right, this is how I'm going to do. Next thing I know, 5 minutes later, she done responded the same way. I'm looking at myself like, and this is a mirror? Like, did she, oh, Lord, let me go. Okay. You can't do that. Yeah. You can't do that, because why, Daddy? Because, no, you're not supposed to do that. And I have to apologize for showing her that behavior. And that's tough for dads to understand. You have to do the work yourself. As a parent, it's not just about being a parent and parenting this child. You also have to do the individual work, too, to be an effective parent. Because what you do is going to impressionate on, I made up another word there, I think. Impressionate into the child. And they're going to take that and learn from that and use it on their own self.